Welcome in. Today I want to talk about a couple of different stories. Actually, 3 different stories. All 3 girls, blonde, barefoot, and vanished into thin air. All different ages, all different walks of life. Mind of Monsters, Sunshine. Today, we're going to start talking about Summer Moon, Utah Wells. She was 5 years old when she went missing, female, white, blonde, roughly about 40 pounds, out of Rogersville, Tennessee, Hawkins County. She's been missing since June 15th, 2021. So we're going to read a little bit about Summer that vanished into thin air. Summer Wells, Tennessee girl missing after 2 years. June the 15th. Summer Wells vanished from her home, June the 15th, 2021. Family believes she may have been abducted, taken down a hill behind a home. Her parents passed polygraph test, were previously center of an investigation. So we are going to watch a quick clip from News Nation about the 2-year day of Summer's missing.
Case we have covered before that has gripped the attention of people from all over the world. Today marks 2 years since a little girl in Tennessee vanished from her rural home. Her name is Summer Wells, and what you're seeing here is a brand new age progression photo from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. This is what Summer may look like today. She'd be 7 years old. She was 5 when she disappeared. All of the attention on Summer's case has led to dead-end tips for investigators, even harassment towards her parents. Now law enforcement are tight-lipped about what they know about the case. Summer's father sat down with News Nation to keep his daughter's case in the headlines. This is Summer Wells. The 5-year-old lived at this house in Rogersville, Tennessee, a tight-knit community of less than 5,000 people. On June 15, 2021, her parents say Summer was helping plant flowers with her mom and grandmother.
And she wanted to go into the house. My wife watched her go into the door, and she went into the house, and the boys were on the internet, of course. She wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys.
I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight.
2 years after her parents, Don and Candace Wells, gave those accounts, that's still all we know about the last time Summer was seen. Almost immediately, Summer's parents became the center of a police investigation.
Summer's parents, Candace and Dawn, had something to do with this, or have you ruled that out?
We haven't ruled anything out. Everything's possible.
Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
No.
you know what I mean?
No, she's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, it happens.
Don Wells pleaded guilty to driving under the influence last year. Candace also filed an order of protection against him, but asked for it to be dismissed. He now faces criminal charges in 3 states, including a domestic assault arrest in 2020. 2 years later, investigators have not charged either Don or his wife in connection to Summer's disappearance.
Everybody makes mistakes, and we all have to learn and go on. We're doing better. It's still very rough for my wife.
Don Wells sat down with News Nation to talk about where the case stands today. His wife hasn't sat down for an interview since this appearance on Dr. Phil in 2021, where she walked out of an interview in Texas.
No, I'm being interrogated again, and I don't want to do this anymore. Yes, I am.
We'll stop. I want you to feel comfortable.
Since Summer's disappearance, Don says their life has been consumed by harassment from people online who believe they're responsible for whatever happened to Summer.
Before you know it, you're getting a mob going. My wife could go to the store and somebody would scream at her, baby killer. Oh, cops, Candace.
He sent us videos from one of his job sites where some people were demanding to speak with him about the case.
We're gonna follow you. We're gonna wait here all day.
Don says it's gotten so bad he had to leave the state. Now the two live in a motel in Arkansas, where Don was able to find a new job. As for Summer's case, Don says they have private investigators working with police. The Hawkins County Sheriff's Office is still working alongside the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Both agencies declined to give us an interview. Don says he hasn't learned anything new from police, but has always said he believes Summer was abducted. In the past, the sheriff said there's no evidence that happened.
Nothing pointing to abduction, nothing pointing to foul play, other than her walking outside the house and not being found.
There was also a key tip from a neighbor in 2021. A woman and her teen children told police they heard a scream about an hour before Summer went missing.
I wish every day that when I heard that scream, I hadn't tried to dismiss it.
But the sheriff said after multiple interviews, that tip led nowhere. One clue they're still looking for is a pickup truck seen in the area around the time Summer vanished. It's described as a red or maroon Toyota truck with ladders on the back. Even if it's found, police aren't sure if the truck is connected to the case.
I do have hope. Whatever the outcome is, I have hope in God. One day, either sooner or later, I will be with my daughter again.
The sheriff declined an interview in the case. He did email us, though, saying he expects an update on the case in the near future. Also, Don and Candace have 3 boys. They were taken by Child Services a month after Summer's disappearance. Don says they have not been allowed to talk to their boys in half a year, but he hopes to get them back.
This is Kaitlynn Ledbetter. Barefoot and blonde, vanished out of Overton County, Tennessee. Now we're going to watch a video from the Farrier Files, Box 17. Get a little bit of insight on Kaitlynn's story.
Barefoot, wearing only pajamas, and disappears off the face of the earth. Barefoot, wearing only pajamas, and disappears off the face of the earth. Tonight, her friends and supporters are saying investigators failed Kaitlynn Ledbetter. Here's Dennis Ferrier with tonight's cold case.
It's a rough place surrounded by rough terrain. Turkey Town Road in Hillham, Overton County is a place where bad things happen. Kaitlynn Ledbetter was a quiet 26-year-old woman. She lived with her dad and his girlfriend in a house that used to stand here. She worked and stayed out of trouble until a cool May morning in 2021. On that morning, her father, Scotty Ledbetter, told police that after getting in an argument with his girlfriend, Kaitlynn jumped out of her bedroom window and ran off into the deep woods.
She was wearing like a crop top t-shirt, pajama shorts, no shoes. She had no cell phone. She didn't have a vehicle or a car. And he said when he saw her last, she was headed out into the woods.
Terry Loftus knew Kaitlynn very well because Kaitlynn was the longtime girlfriend of her son, Dustin. It's been 18 long months and every day feels like another nail in Kaitlynn's coffin.
She's missed her birthdays, family's birthdays, special occasions. No sound has come from her. Nothing has come from her. And I still don't understand why she would have jumped out the window. If they had an argument, why didn't she go out the front door? So nothing about it really makes any sense.
And this is no place for a walk in the woods. Far from it.
It's nothing but hills and hollers and steep declines, and it's not something that I would even be happy about doing it if I had the gear that I needed to do it.
Eric Hammock got involved in the case not as a friend or a relative, but as a citizen of Overton County who felt law enforcement had failed this young woman.
I feel like in this area, if you're not a certain type of person, then you don't get the same response from law enforcement as other people do. Like, you don't get the same treatment as the guy in the nice neighborhood driving the Mercedes gets. You just kind of get written off.
Hammock offers this astonishing evidence for his claim. The Overton County Sheriff's Department's first comprehensive search happened 9 months after Kaitlyn's disappearance. 9 months.
You feel like this law enforcement has failed this family?
Big time. I don't know of any excuse that could be given to me to say that we waited over 9 months to do a search.
There's more. Kaitlyn's father, Scotty Ledbetter, had an active warrant for his arrest. Police did not arrest him the day Kaitlyn disappeared. Then Ledbetter's home burned down. His girlfriend died inside. Still an active warrant, still no arrest. Another witness to what happened. Gone forever. And what was that argument about that morning that was ugly enough to make a 26-year-old jump out of a window 5 to 7 feet to the ground? There's more. The original detective on the case, who later left the Overton County Sheriff's Department, apparently lost evidence because the new detective told the family they no longer had critical texts from Kaitlyn around the time of her disappearance.
I'm not sure even what all he did lose. And I don't know that they know what he lost, you know what I mean? So you don't even get that little bit of peace of saying, you know what, we did all we could do. It's just not true.
We were unable to connect with Overton County Sheriff John Garrett. We made numerous attempts. I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
This is Mikayla Standridge. She vanished, barefoot and blonde, with pink hair, in Concrete, Washington, April 21st, 2023. I'm going to read an article from the New York Post. Washington State mom Mikayla Standridge vanishes after making 911 call. A 25-year-old Washington State mom has been missing since she ran out of a house, called 911 only for her phone line to suddenly go dead and render authorities unable to locate her. Mikayla Standridge was last seen running from the house. She was staying on Skagit View Drive when she made the 911 call, about 5 a.m., April 21st. Her aunt Marty Matone told the Casadega Daily News, but her phone died, and when the cop rushed to the area, she made a frantic call. She was nowhere to be found. An ominous message posted on Standridge's social media on April 16th read, "If I ever go missing or anything, just know I didn't leave." Marty said she was struggling to stay optimistic about her niece's disappearance. "I'm praying, but it doesn't look good. I'm going to sit here and find a deputy and see where the search party is at," she told the outlet. They had search and rescue near Skagit View Drive yesterday. A small team just looking for cues, added the aunt. In the public, Standridge was described at about 100 pounds, blue hair, blue eyes, pink hair. "We just want you to know that you are loved very, very much," Marty told KIRO. The Skagit County Sheriff's Office has been searching for the missing woman in the area of Skagit River using drones and helicopter. So the river presents weird challenges for us. We have specific equipment designed to navigate the river, to look for people, to find people, and we're going to use all of those assets on this search, Police Lieutenant Jeff Willard told KIRO. Martone describes Standridge, whose son is about 2 years old, a bright light who can make anyone smile. She wasn't given a big chance in life, had a really rough life. Her parents checked out on her. It's been 2 aunts and grandparents raising her. She's a beautiful girl and ran into the wrong people, Martone added. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Skagit County Sheriff's Office or 911.
Stop scrolling right now, guys. 25-year-old Mikayla Standridge has vanished out of Concrete, Washington on April 21st after calling 911 and her phone died. Responding officers found no trace of Mikayla. However, they found just her phone and nothing else. Further investigation uncovered a cryptic Facebook message that was left on April 16th, just 5 days prior to that 911 call. The Facebook post reads, "If I ever go missing or anything, just know I didn't leave." What happened to Mikayla? Someone knows something. Someone knows something.
She's a sweet kid. She's loving and wonderful. When she comes in the room, she's bouncy. She's loud, but in a fun way.
As they're ready for her to come home.
We really want her home. It's really important. We just want you to come home. We love you. I want you to know that. Don't let anybody keep you from your family. Please come home, Mikayla.
You have the ability to help Mikayla simply by spreading awareness and reposting this, sharing her story. Together, we can help bring Mikayla home.